Ahead on NewsWatch, the Trump transition continues. Find out what roles South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and former Texas Governor Rick Perry could play in the coming years. Plus, fired for his faith. We'll hear the latest from an Atlanta fire chief who lost his job over political correctness. And are you putting on the pound and you don't know why? Why your kids may be to blame and what you could do about it. Thank you so much for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. As the Trump transition team continues to shuffle, the major news media are reporting things are not going smoothly. But insiders say that is not true. The jockeying inside the Trump camp comes as the president-elect meets today with an important foreign leader. Dale Hurd is on the story.
Just a little more than a week after Donald Trump was elected, the Prime Minister of Japan left for New York to meet with the president-elect. Trump vowed during the campaign that allies like Japan should pay more for defense, and Shinzo Abe may be looking for assurances that Trump will remain committed to the U.S.-Japan security alliance. Meanwhile, the U.S. media, which was wrong about who would win the election, continues to pound the message that the Trump transition is in disarray.
I think there is some confusion going on about a chain of command coming out of New York.
Even though previous White House transition teams have taken longer to name cabinet appointments.
The beginning of any transition like this has turmoil because it's just the nature of the process. And I think that Trump is very decisive.
And various names are still floating around for different positions. Trump will meet today with South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, who is reported to be under consideration for Secretary of State. On Capitol Hill, Senate Republicans re-elected Mitch McConnell as Majority Leader, while Democrats, as expected, chose New York Senator Chuck Schumer as their new leader. Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Bernie Sanders of Vermont, both heroes of the far left, also got leadership positions. The new Trump administration is already being challenged by several cities and college campuses over illegal immigration and Trump's campaign promise to deport illegals. Democratic mayors like Chicago's Rahm Emanuel have vowed to defy the federal government and remain sanctuary cities. College students across the country are also demanding that their schools be converted into sanctuary campuses.
I am undocumented and I am not afraid. It is very important for me to have a sanctuary campus.
But without question, one of Trump's top priorities as soon as he takes office will be to start getting rid of some of the regulations and laws from the Obama administration. That includes the Clean Power Plan, a measure to fight global warming, which critics say hurts parts of the energy industry. The Clean Water Rule, which puts even small bodies of water like wetlands and ponds under control of the federal government. Rules regulating fracking for oil. And the Dodd-Frank regulations of the financial industry, which critics say has slowed down the economy. It's all part of a big agenda awaiting President Trump and his administration when he takes office in January. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Not only did Hillary Clinton run against Donald Trump, it seemed at times like the news media was also campaigning against him. But a new poll shows the public was not fooled. The public believes the reporting was tilted in favor of the Democratic candidate. According to a poll from the Media Research Center and YouGov, 78% of voters said coverage of the campaign was biased, with 59% thinking that the media was biased for Clinton. Even 1/3 of Clinton voters believed the media was pro-Clinton, but 97% of voters said they didn't let the media bias influence their vote. President Obama has arrived in Germany as part of what's likely to be his final overseas trip as president. He just wrapped up in Greece, where he told Europeans not to worry about President-elect Donald Trump. Today, the outgoing president meets with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who he has called one of his best partners. Friday, he'll meet with the leaders of France, Italy, Spain, and Britain. A Wisconsin state representative has been told to move his prayer meetings out of the state capitol. Paul Tittle has been holding weekly Bible study sessions in his state capitol office for the past 3 years. But the Freedom from Religion Foundation co-founder Annie Laurie Gaylor says the Bible sessions are, quote, inappropriate. She said, quote, our message to pious politicians is get off your knees and get to work. The answers will not come from above. Nothing fails like prayer. American Christians have seen their freedoms eroding in recent years, even deep in the Bible Belt itself. That's where Paul Strand talked to a former fire chief who found that preaching biblical truth cost him dearly.
One of this nation's most distinguished fire officials, Kelvin Cochran, was fired from his job here in Atlanta for something he wrote on his own time and that didn't even have anything to do with his job. It's an Orwellian nightmare this man who never had less than an impeccable record can hardly believe he's living through.
Most Americans are astonished that in America you could be terminated from employment for expressing your thoughts and beliefs.
Cochran put those beliefs in a book to help men in his church deal with shame. For instance, escaping sexual shame by explaining why God created sex.
The purpose was procreation, and that procreation can only occur between a man and a woman. And to do it in a way that honors God, it has to be done in holy matrimony. And that's essentially what caused the controversy.
And led to such outrage that firing the chief apparently wasn't enough for the mayor, Kasim Reed. According to Cochran lawyer David Cortman, the mayor delivered a strong threat.
I will make sure you will never work in this city again. And so he is aggressively going after the chief to make sure he cannot get another job.
Pastor Michael Youssef, a friend of Cochran's, calls his firing incredible.
And if it's happening here, then be ready is going to happen everywhere.
Cortman hopes to stop this trend by getting the courts involved.
We think it's important to establish that principle that it's not okay for the government to tell any citizen that your beliefs don't line up 100% with ours, which, by the way, no one's does, regardless of where you are, then you're not entitled to have a job or work for the government.
While the firing hurt Cochran and his family, he's focused on the bigger picture.
I'm mostly concerned about my fellow countrymen. The damages have not as much significance to me as no other American having to experience what I've experienced.
There's a possibility this case, because it holds such an important principle, can make it all the way up to the Supreme Court, and we're certainly committed to go that far.
Youssef believes it's important for Christians to stand together.
And we need to take courage, especially as we see the days drawing near, to say, no, our God will provide for us, but we will not be intimidated.
I would write the book again, and I would say the same thing. It's always right to do what's right.
Cortman says it's the mayor who should go, not Cochran.
What the mayor has said is, well, there may be some people who are either don't agree with your beliefs or offended by what you say, therefore you're not fit to lead. And my response to that is, well, the mayor should resign then, because there's plenty of people who agree with the chief's beliefs who now the mayor has offended.
So is this a new shape of America, where you can see your entire career wiped out for something you say or write, as long as it doesn't agree with what the politically correct think? That's the reality for Kelvin Cochran right now. Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from Atlanta.
Thank you, Paul. The town of Archbold, Ohio, has removed from its town seal, government buildings, street signs, and other documents. There was a church at the center. It's now gone. A Christian church was the symbol in the middle of the seal that was surrounded by other industries. Archbold has also stopped calling itself a Christian community on its website. The decision to remove the church came after complaints from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. The village website now shows the state of Ohio's shape instead. Actress Roma Downey and her husband, producer Mark Burnett, are set to launch a new family and faith TV network. Like TV will start next month on more than a dozen major broadcast networks. The 24-hour network will feature wholesome family and faith-based films and television series. The couple, known for producing 2 Bible-based miniseries and the film Son of God, say there is a large demand for family-friendly entertainment. The round-the-clock network will feature dramas like Highway to Heaven and films like Rocky and Fame. Still to come, a new curriculum for a new generation. See why schools across the country are now tackling topics like attitudes and depression. Football players at Dunmore High School in Pennsylvania are continuing to pray before each game, even though their coach cannot anymore. Jack Hensey's had been praying with his players for more than 30 years, but was ordered to stop by the Freedom from Religion Foundation. The organization argues Hensey's praying is unconstitutional. The superintendent of school agreed, asking the coach to stop. One student told reporters that, quote, Coach Hensey's doesn't just teach football, he teaches life lessons. A big shift is underway in America's schools. For some students, yesterday's challenges of reading, writing, and arithmetic have given way to new struggles like depression, insecurity, and the pressure to succeed. Now schools across the country are tackling those issues in the classroom, along with academics. Caitlin Burke shows us how they're doing it.
As a parent, what do you want most for your children? Your answer might be along the lines of happiness, good health, confidence, all skills we hope our children learn as they go through life. Now, imagine teachers offering those lessons in addition to the usual classroom subjects.
There's a big gap in our educational system. There's a big gap in the way we raise children, not just in the U.S., but around the world, where we really focus on their success or their success matrix. Did they pass a test as measures of how well they're doing? And the reality is that doesn't necessarily prepare them to enter the world and be functioning adults or be adults who contribute to society.
The answer is positive education. That's the combination of traditional education with the study of happiness and well-being. It teaches children their character strengths and how to successfully engage them.
We have a group of children that we're studying now that took the program some 12 years ago. And they tell us things like, I would have never gotten through college without this.
We went to Dallas to see how the Innovation Design Entrepreneurship Academy, also known as IDEA, incorporates this curriculum.
Our students work through things that we call next generation skills. They're often referred to as 21st century skills. Things like being a professional collaborator, taking feedback, giving really respectful feedback, working well with others, communicating issues clearly with both adults and classmates and coworkers.
Kids are quickly embracing this new way of learning. Bringing these lessons into the classroom will ideally help prevent depression, encourage social responsibility, and also enhance academic achievement. It's a concept that's slowly spreading thanks to events sponsored by outlets like Live Happy magazine.
The purpose of the Festival of Positive Education is really to be a launching point for this new kind of education, to really get it out there to teachers, to superintendents, to parents, policymakers, to really promote the academic achievement and also the character development in school.
For us at Live Happy, it's really important to begin teaching children how they can be in charge of their own happiness, their own success, and helping them build the skills to become thriving members of society.
It does so by grading schools worldwide on positive education practices. Ideas that work are then passed along through conferences like the Dallas Festival and through policy reform.
How do we help children thrive? How do we help children flourish? How do we help them become creative, curious for a lifetime?
That's a question supporters hope to answer through increased awareness, research, and continued success of positive education programs. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Dallas, Texas.
Still to come, if you've got children, chances are you've also gained some extra weight. What the studies show and how you can gain control of your health. The story's next. Some cities across the country have moved in the last several days to impose taxes on sodas. Business Insider reports 3 cities in the California Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, and Albany, voted for a tax of 1 cent per ounce. Cook County in Illinois, which also includes Chicago and its suburbs, also passed a measure that has a 1 cent per ounce tax. And in Boulder, Colorado, voters went for a tax of 2 cents per ounce. The beverage industry has long resisted such taxes, saying they don't really have any health benefits. But Business Insiders say the votes show the increasingly negative perception sugar has in the United States. Young parents are often extremely busy, sleep-deprived, and sometimes stressed out. It is the perfect storm for putting on the pounds. But as Lori Johnson shows us, there are ways those parents and anyone else can get back to a healthy weight.
Mom jeans, the dad bod, proof that parenthood packs on the pounds.
So what we know with men right now is the first year of being a new dad, you gain 15 pounds. That's what's been shown. And then what we're also seeing with parents is that you gain an average of 3 to 5 pounds every single year.
It even happened to fitness expert Mark McDonald, who put on 35 pounds after becoming a dad. But he reversed course and is now sharing the secret to gaining control instead of gaining weight.
Making your health work as a busy person and a busy parent doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the time with your family.
He says the key is balancing your blood sugar to avoid overeating. Do this by eating in threes, a protein, fat, and carbohydrate every 3 hours.
When you go too long without eating, your blood sugar drops, and your body doesn't burn fat, it holds fat, it burns muscle, which slows down your metabolism. And then with low blood sugar, what happens? You crave carbohydrates. So you reach for the bread, you reach for the chips when you're starving. That spikes your blood sugar and makes you store fat.
I mean, if I spike my blood sugar, I feel awful. I have to lay down. I don't feel good. People are living like that every day, but they don't realize it.
Proteins are animal products like beef and eggs. They keep you feeling full. So do fats like oils and nuts. Carbs are vegetables, fruits, also grains and sweets. Mark says when eating in threes, try to eat carbs last.
Protein gets broken, it starts being digested in your stomach, carbs in your mouth. So when you eat your carbs first, it spikes your blood sugar faster. So you should always eat your protein first, then your fat, then your carbs. Now, if you're doing like Greek yogurt with some nuts and some blueberries, that would be a meal. Just do it together. But if you're gonna do like, hey, I want some Skittles, you could do some string cheese. You could do some Greek yogurt. You could do some turkey breast before that, and that will minimize the damage. And the cool thing is you won't want as much.
Try to pack your food at home and take it with you.
What I do now is, and my son loves it too, instead of making a turkey sandwich, we make turkey lettuce wraps.
Other grab-and-go faves, nitrate-free turkey jerky, protein bars, nuts, vegetables, and fruit.
If you don't pack your food, you can still eat in threes on the go at restaurants, even fast food. A good option is grilled chicken as your protein, lettuce as your carbohydrate, and salad dressing as your fat. Another option is grilled chicken, half a bun as your carbohydrate, and mayonnaise as your fat.
Eating Mexican? Not a problem.
I'll go there, I'll say, where's my protein? I get chicken, so I choose one protein, and then you have a choice of carbs. You can do a tortilla, you can do rice or beans. Don't do all three, choose one carbohydrate. And then I'll add some lettuce to that and a little bit of cheese as my fat.
Not getting enough sleep can cause weight gain by increasing the hunger-stimulating hormone ghrelin and lowering the appetite-suppressing hormone leptin. So try to get more Z's and improve your sleep quality by avoiding the snooze button.
Your body works in 90-minute cycles. So you have light sleep. Light sleep doesn't do anything for you. It prepares your body for sleep. Then deep sleep, which charges your body, and then REM sleep, which charges your mind. And then it repeats itself. Every second of sleep after the snooze button is light sleep. So you don't enter deep sleep, which charges your body, and you don't enter REM sleep, which charges your mind.
Swap 30 minutes of light sleep with quality sleep by, instead of setting your alarm for 6:30 and hitting the snooze until 7, set your alarm for 7 and don't hit the snooze.
Too many busy parents are dehydrated, which can lead to weight gain. Believe it or not, our brain sometimes tricks us into thinking we're hungry when we're actually thirsty. So how many ounces should we be drinking? Take your weight and divide it by 2.
For example, if you weigh 120 pounds, drink 60 ounces of water a day.
The way that I know that I'm drinking enough water is if the urine is closer to clear than it is to yellow, you know you're hydrated. If your urine is really yellow, you're not drinking enough water.
When it comes to exercise, think of creative ways to do it together. Mark straps on this weighted vest to make family walks more challenging. Even time in front of the tube isn't so bad if you sit on these.
That inflatable ball, you're going to burn 3 times more calories per hour than if you were sitting in a chair.
Since stress can lead to weight gain, let go of those little annoyances parents face.
Now, when you have too many of those moments, your body can never relax. You move into something called chronic stress. So cortisol, your stress hormone, stays in your blood. It's almost impossible to lose weight and burn fat when you're in that moment.
So to shed the weight that often comes with having kids, Mark McDonald says eat in threes to stabilize your blood sugar and avoid overeating. Also, drink enough water. Try to sleep more and avoid the snooze button. Exercise together and minimize stress. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Excellent advice, and you may want to try to do that with your children and make them a part of it. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Time's now come for your Thursday Thankful, and today I would love for you to join me in this prayer of gratitude. Consider this: God is always chasing after you, and He is never failing in that pursuit. So, Father, thanks for your love. It is never failing. You pursued me all the way to the cross, and that was only the beginning of our everlasting relationship. It's a relationship filled with forgiveness, grace, and mercy. With that word of gratitude, expect great things today. That is going to do it now for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. And we'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do it on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Make this a thankful Thursday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.